Hello everyone. I placed 5th at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals for Alliance Games today, playing Bystial Runick. I went 5-1. My only loss was to Po Yang, playing purely, which I think is a reasonable loss, especially because he has draw on game 3. It was pretty unfortunate, but I think it's a very fun deck. I played a very similar list to Joshua Schmidt, with some very minor changes, and I'm mainly here to talk about the minor changes. Everything else is very similar to Joshua Schmidt's list. If you want explanations for it, you can just watch the video for it, I'm sure. Let's get to it. 3 Ashes, 3 Duality. I think Joshua Schmidt explains why this card's good better than I do, so just go watch his video on it. The Runick stuff. You have to play I think you have to play everything in here. The last two. I don't think I've ever used it. I've ever used these kinds of effects to not summon. So I think these could just be anything. They have the most reasonable effects. This guy has to deck out the opponent if you need to. Yeah. Pretty self-explanatory. Bystials by 3 Lebellion, 2 Saranir, 1 Magnemite, 1 Druism, 1 Boldrake, and 2 Regain. I actually didn't play. I didn't play the Bystial Aluber. I thought that card was dog shit. That card is so bad. It just kept being glued to my hand, and I never actually needed to search it off of the Bystial Lebellion. I think it's more reasonable to play the Aluber if you play the 3 Cartesia build, but because Joshua Schmidt only played 1 Cartesia, I think it was a pretty weird inclusion in his deck list. So I just didn't use it. Finally, for the tuners, 3 Clem, 1 Incredible Ecclesia, and 1 Golden Swordsoul. So let's talk about these two. I'm sure you know what Clem does. Just watch Joshua Schmidt's video. Incredible Ecclesia. This card is just Cartesia but better if you're not going for fusion summons, which Joshua Schmidt did not go for in his deck profile. So I think this card summons stuff in your hand if the opponent controls the monsters, which helps you go into a more level 10 synchros to try and clear the board, or just get extra bodies to do stuff. This card, if it's in the graveyard and a card with Spanish face up, a monster with Spanish face up, it can manage itself from the graveyard to summon back either Incredible Ecclesia or the Guiding Clem. So this card helps you turn your Bystials into a level 10 synchro pretty much every turn, because you can recycle it using this pattern, which you can make using the Bystial you summon, as well as the Clem or the Cartesia. I mean, Incredible Ecclesia. This card went really hard. It performed. It exceeded expectations. This card went crazy. Also, do you know that it's the only Swordsoul monster that's actually a tuner? I mean, not counting the token, of course, but yeah. This card went crazy. I believe this is the first top for the Golden Swordsoul ever. So I'm very happy to have brought it to life. Next we've got the extra deck. Again, very similar to Joshua Schmidt's deck list. I only changed 1 card. Let's talk about it real quick. Synchro 6. So these, Scarlight, the 4 level 10s. You have to play all of them. I don't think they're cuttable. Chaos Angel, Chinging, Baron, this pattern. And the one change I made, it's Legatia over Favorite Unicorn. In testing, I don't think the Favorite Unicorn came out that much. The only times I've actually made it, it's very telegraphed, because you have to summon the Jerry into the extra monster zone, and wait for the opponent to do something, and then change reality to summon out the Favorite Unicorn. It's extremely telegraphed, and I only did it in scenarios where I was already having everything. I had the Runick Fountain to try and grind the opponent, and I just wanted to have extra interruptions with the duality. I think it's very win more, so I just went for this one. It helps in scenarios such as the Coral Dragon plus a Bystial into 2 draws, or it can also turn Lebellion plus Clem into 1 draw, and you can just link it off after to make SP level 9. I think this card went pretty hard. I had to buy a QCR on the day because no one had an Ultra. Hopefully that shows on camera, but yeah, it's very cool. The fusions, 2 Huygen, Alvain for the duality, Jerry, and Sleipnir. This card would come up a lot. I just summon it once for its actual effect, mostly just summon it to make SP low knight, or a Typhon. But yeah, SP Low Knight, card's broken. I recycled it like 5 times on like a game once. Very funny, and a Typhon. This card doesn't come out that much, but it's very useful when it comes up. So I don't think you can cut I think you can cut one of these cards. Like the only card I probably want to take out is like Sleipnir because the card kind of sucks. You can play like a Munin or something to like time rules, but you also just play like I think you can also play like Warlord Furious if you want to like have another duality target for the Bellion. For the side deck, I played 3 Droll, 3 Fant, 3 Gold Sister, 3 Nib, and 3 Evenly Match. The only change I made from the Joshua deck list is Evenly Match over Denko Seko. From my testing, I found that my Rescue Ace opponents have been going for IP post side to try and link off into SP Low Knight in order to banish a Runick Fountain in response to a Runick spell. So I think it's the Denko Seko play is not very effective anymore as it basically eats it to the SP Low Knight anyways. So I decided to play Evenly Match instead because it trades better into the IP board. And if they're going for something like SP Baron, you can just like a Fountain like outgrind them because they basically only have the Runick Fountain to really stop you. I mean, they basically only have the Baron to stop your Runick Fountain, yeah. That's it for the deck profile. I'll just get to the combos in a bit. So the main thing that you need to know is that it only works if you have a Bystial. So I wouldn't go for this if you didn't open a Bystial in your hand, or you didn't draw into any during the course of your combo. You can just play in the Nib, make a Baron and a Fountain Baron, and pass turn, try and play from there. So yes, normal summon Quem. If you have a Quem, if you open like Quem Runicks and like one Bystial, it could be any Bystial, probably like let's say like Boldrake for example, because this is like the worst one. You normal summon Quem, then Incredible Ecclesia, activate a Runick spell, summon out a Hugin. Hugin affect a search, discard whatever in your hand. So try a Fountain, and Quem can revive the Incredible Ecclesia here. Here, if you have a Bystial in hand, you can go for. You can just use Incredible Ecclesia immediately. If you haven't drawn into a Bystial yet, you can just wait and make a level 6 synchro with these into Tri-Edge Master to try and draw into a Bystial. Let's say we just didn't have this here. We'll go into something like Tri-Edge. Tri-Edge withdraws your card. Ooh, a Bystial, see? Yeah, so if you have a Bystial in your hand, or if you've drawn into one, you can now use the effect of Incredible Ecclesia to summon out your Golden Swordsoul. Now this is summon number 5. If you unseat this, they see that you have a level 6 monster, level 4 tuner. They're definitely going to try and nip you, because that's the last chance they can get to nip before it gets negated, obviously. So they'll probably nip you here. If they don't, you just make a Baron and continue as normal. But yeah, so let's say they nip you, you get another nip token. Let's use this as a nip token. That's fine because you still have Fountain, presumably another Runick spell, and a copy of an Bystial that you've drawn into. So here you use the Bystial, just banish the Tri-Edge Master from your grave, summon out a Bystial. Effect of the Golden Swordsoul will now trigger because the card was banished face up. You banish it to bring back your Guiding Quem, and now you can make a level 10 synchro using these two into a copy of Bystial Dispatter. This pack now uses effect to bring back your Golden Swordsoul, and now you can activate the Fountain, activate the other Runick spell, summon out another monster. You can also go for another Hugin here if you want to go for like a Core Dragon into an SP Low Knight or something like that. You have other like cards. You can also just like summon a Sleipnir here to make an SP Low Knight with just using these two, and banish their Nibiru so that they cannot beat over your SP Low Knight. And you can draw 2 cards out of the Fountain. So this is how you play around Nib it's how you play through Nib if you're going for the Golden Swordsoul line. If you did not Nib you can just turn the Tri-Edge Master. You can just turn the Tri-Edge Master and the Golden Swordsoul into a level 10 synchro, and then do the same thing and add on a Dispatter, a Baron, and an extra body for the Golden Swordsoul, which can just turn into like an SP Low Knight or anything like that. It's very strong, and it only works if you open a Bystial or draw into one over the course of your combo, which I think is reasonable. You play like 8 of them, so, you know, odds are pretty high. Yes. It also helps you in the follow-up turns, because if you have the Golden Swordsoul in the graveyard, during the opponent's end phase, you switch a Bystial with Magnum Loot, right? They can use the Bystial to banish something from the graveyard, summon out the Bystial, and then the Golden Swordsoul can trigger from the graveyard to banish it, and then summon out the Guiding Clem, and then you can, if you haven't, and then in the next turn, you can use the Guiding Clem and the Bystial that you summon to make something like a Chaos Angel or a Changing as the first action in your main phase. It puts pressure on your opponent immediately. If they have main phase only effects, it'll be difficult for them to actually use them in response to that. So it's very strong. Now I'll show you a use case for Centur-Ion Legatia. The main uses for Centur-Ion Legatia is when your hand has a lot of Bystials, including Libellion access, but only one tuner, or it can be a Quem that's negated, or it can be the Golden Swordsoul. Yeah. So if you only have one Runick spell, you cannot really go into, like, if you have this, normally you activate 2 Runick spells to summon a Hugin. Hugin is such as a fountain, and then make it a Core Dragon, and then use the other Runick spell to make Jerry, and Jerry can draw you into into a Baron. If you only have one Runick spell in your hand, obviously this cannot happen. So how do you get into more draws for your Runick Fountain? To try and try and access the Runick engine, what you do is you activate the one Runick spell that you have, summon out the Hugin. You can discard your Sarny here. If you already opened the Bellion, you can just use it to get Magnum Loot and discard the other Bystial, of course. But this is like a worst case scenario hand, so let's access that with the Bellion. Now you can turn these into a level 6. No. You use Bystial Baldric, banishing the Sarnier, summon itself out. Summon out the Bystial Libellion by retrieving the Bystial that you summoned, preferably Magnum Loot, but if you don't open the Bellion or Magnum Loot, obviously you cannot do that. You get a branded regain here. You can such as a fountain, of course. So let's get that real quick. Yeah. So here, you can turn these into, let's say, a Core Dragon or Tri-Edge Master to try and draw into more cards that can be played. But then you can turn that into a SP Low Knight to try and draw cards as well. But here, what I do is I just make Centur-Ion Legatia, pop a card. This probably opponent's has attack monster. Also draw a card. So draw 1, and you can turn these to an SP Low Knight. SP Little Knight. Banish one card from your graveyard. It's usually the Hugin, so you can recycle it and use mana regain to draw another card. So with that opening, you've gotten into a fountain and 2 draws. And hopefully those draws are Runick spells that you can play with. In this scenario, I just stacked my deck with ashes, so they have to be unplayable there, but yeah. Yeah, another scenario that comes up for this card is if you already open the branded regain, it's possible that you do hard open this because you play 2. So in that scenario, you just, instead of summoning the Bystial Libellion, you just have the Hugin here and the Golden Swordsoul and the Bystial. You can just go into a Core Dragon. But let's get you 3 cards instead, which is very, very cool. Make a Core Dragon, and then you can turn these into a level 12 Synchro, of course. Make Centur-Ion Legatia, draw 2 cards off of both the Core Dragon and the Legatia. You can do the change that you make Legatia chain link 1 and Core Dragon is chain link 2. You draw 2 cards first, and then you can optionally decide if you want to pop with the Legatia in case the opponent has something that you want to deal with. Using a Runick spell, but you might not draw into them. So obviously you want to decide on resolution. And then if you have another card to summon, for example, if you draw into like another Bystial or like any Runick spell, probably a Runick spell, you can activate the fountain. You can draw 2 cards. But yeah, if you draw into a Runick spell, you can summon the other Runick and make an SP Low Knight to try and recycle stuff. Draw another card there. So you've drawn 3 cards over this line. If you draw into a Runick or something, of course. But yeah, like Legatia comes up in the scenarios. I think it's very useful. I think it's a lot more useful than the unicorn is. So yeah, that's why I played it. That's about it. Thank you for watching. It's the first time making a Yu-Gi-Oh video like this. So if you have any feedback or anything, let me know. I know my camera's kind of bad quality, but it is what it is. Yeah, comment, like, subscribe, whatever. I think let me know if you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh content like this. I've been playing for a bit, but I haven't really gone to content creation, but I think it'll be fun if I try and do some more. See ya.